that you built yourself a shrine and made yourself a high place in every square. Woe to you! You built yourself a high place at the top of every street and made your beauty abominable, and spread your legs to every passerby to multiply your harlotry. How languishing is your heart? When you built your shrine at the beginning of every street and made your high place in every square, in disdaining money, you were not like a harlot. You adulterous wife who takes strangers instead of her husband. Thus, because of your lewdness, it was poured out, and your nakedness uncovered through your harlotries with your lovers and all your detestable idols. And because of the blood of your sons which you gave to idols, therefore, behold, I will gather all your lovers with whom you took pleasure, even all those whom you loved, and all those whom you hated. And I will gather them against you from every direction, and expose your nakedness to them, that they may see all your nakedness. Thus will I judge you like women who commit adultery or shed blood, the way they are judged. And I will bring on you the blood of wrath and jealousy. I will give you into the hands of your lovers, and they will tear down your shrines, and they will demolish your high places. They will strip you of your clothing and take away your jewels, and will leave you naked and bare. They will incite a crowd against you, and stone and cut you to pieces with their swords. They will burn your houses with fire and execute judgments against you in the sight of the women. I'm getting a little tired of these comments in here. Not you. Not you, Limp. Come on now. What could I do? What could I do for you? People need to be aware. I'm sure most of you are. That the people that are in here disrupting are doing it for a reason. They're doing it for a reason. And you should think about what that reason is. You should think about why some little teeny little YouTube has anyone giving a fuck at all what they say or what they write. And what would cause a person to be motivated to take the time out of their day to come here and spread lies? That's what you should ask yourself. You know, I love you all. I love you, even the people that want to play games. I love you anyway. You know that? And I know why you're here. .420, I love you, even though you don't love me. And the reason why is because I know deep down exactly what you'll accept the world to be when it's made. Most of the people, I think, in here don't understand what's going on. That's okay. I suppose it's what's necessary to go through, right? I know exactly who is funding Antifa and BLM. No, we're going to release who it is. But not right now. It might not even be me. Bertata says the Chinese, right? He recognized them, but they did not recognize him. I don't know who sends them in terms of their Yusan. But I do know that they weren't in the same room that I was. Because I didn't fucking see them there. And so they're not sent from who sent me. At least from the same room. So if you're being guided, if your guidance is in this world, from the world that you sit in, I suppose no matter what you're doing, you're helping. But I wish that I wish you could be free. Yeah, I remember your parachute flares. What do you think? Were you flying around or something and saw them up in the sky? Like the happy flares? Well, you know, happiness and sadness are both contained in the same bandwidth. And your sight that you see is not your own. And you actually see both simultaneously. But in the way that you're influenced, I don't want to say made to see, but the way that you're influenced dictates which you see. Well, you do actually own land. It's just not here. It's not physical. what's in my mind is that I wanna see what you say. Well, so 420 says happy times are not coming. Well, I don't know what to tell you other than, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be who taketh thy little ones and casteth against the rock. Happy shall he be. What's the word on the third temple? Well, they're getting ready for it. Whatever they built is not it, because it's not time yet. Teshuvah. Teshuvah. Shuvah. Shuvah. Please. I wish we were fishing. We probably should be. No, we're not fishing for souls. We're not fishing for souls. But you do have that coming, because the fowlers are coming. They're starting up now. You begin to see that, and they will be fishing for your soul. And that'll go on for a long time. Which I'm not really going to discuss, because I guess that's kind of each of our tests, right? I do agree with you. I agree with you that the internet as it is constructed is not very useful. It could be useful. What you know what the internet is? You know what the internet is? The internet and social media is a model of actuality. When you are off the internet, and it's like you're individual. When you get on the internet, you enter into instant transmittance of information between each other. And as of now, you can't go into the internet. And the internet itself, you can't, you can't actually see it, right? Like it's a bunch of cables, right? It's like copper and steel. But you can see through your individual interface, you can see. Right? And then when you make, like social media, the reason that social media is developed evolutionarily as a parallel is because it's paralleling the actual construction of reality, of how each of us receives what we receive, and in the manner that it's transmitted to us. And the people that try to control the internet are doing a parallel emulation of who really controls the reality. In Judaism, the idea of Genesis, of people made in His image, has a very specific interpretation of what image is. And it focuses on in that respect, in that domain, it focuses on not physicality, but on the mechanical processes that are between the physical that create the man, right? And in Judaism, they also have a prohibition on idolatry, which would be making an image. But the definition from Genesis doesn't carry over into that most of the time. It doesn't really matter because it's not monolithic. People who believe that it's monolithic, it's probably a mistake. But the definition of creating an image for idolatry is not the same as the interpretation in the definitional mechanic of an image when it's deduced for what Genesis states. Let us make them in our image. There's quite a bit of image out there, isn't there? There's quite a bit of emulation. I wonder what the consequence of that is. You'll not be as the nations. To serve wood and stone. The Discord's not ruined. It was already known that was going to happen before you even did it. It's just sad to watch it happen in real time. It's just disruption. It's fine. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's disrupted. It doesn't matter if I live or die. It doesn't matter. I mean, at the same time, everything matters. But the Discord is just for you. It's for you guys, right? It's not for me. It's for you. That's all. It's to give you a way to communicate with each other. If it makes you feel any better, you really don't have any choice about what's coming. As much as I'd love to believe that you do. Lord Masterization asks, what's up with the riots? You want to tell me what's up with the riots? No. Casey, stop. What do you think all these people are going to do when they find you? So the forests, they're only going to exist if you make them. I can't make them for you. You have to make them. I've given you all the tools for it. But they're not necessary, right? You don't have to have the forest. They're not necessary. It's not a requirement. It's for your mercy. That's what it's for. And the fact that you can't see that, and that you want to continue to consume time as it goes by and pretend like you have it, time that is. I guess I just don't understand. I mean, I guess it's a facet of that is a facet of perception, I suppose, or fate. Oh, this is so funny. Are you guys all in the same room or what? Is that what's going on? Are you all in the same room? I would like that because I think it would be funny. Oh, man. Who said that I'm sad? You think I'm sad? Why do you think I'm sad? I don't think it's time to teach you anything. Oh, I glow. Just not on the outside. Get out there. Get out there and loot. You're not really a being of light, because light is only one small part of it. Your ideal method of facing what's coming is to realize that everything around you is an illusion and that you don't have anything at all. And that truth, actual truth, is the only thing that's a shield or a sword. And then you live by it in actuality, and what you know to be true. How do you test truth? Well, it's not the things that most people talk about that are truth. I don't know if we're ready to talk about truth. It is a good question to ask, is what is truth? Do you know what truth would be? What if you had an idea of truth, and then the causation for your existence said that truth was something else? What would be truth then? Shuva is not about begging. Shuva is about doing. Congratulations for making it to the first live stream. All right, Texas Proud is talking a lot here. Texas Proud, what do you have to say? Let's clear the floor, please. Clear the floor. Clear the net. Texas Proud, please say what you want to say. Everybody, please clear the net for a moment. And let me talk to Texas Proud. The Discord was subverted. And what do you have to say about that? Do you have any kind of like specific, something other than a generic word that it's subverted? Okay, hang on. All right, so Texas Proud says, these people that claim to be your friends are not your friends. The regular people are cool, but the admins are the ones that ruin it all. So I don't have any friends in Discord. These are people that are coming together for a purpose. Texas Proud also says that he's been blamed for canning the Discord, even though it was not me. So I don't know who's blaming you for canning the Discord, but the Discord was canned. They thought they came together for a purpose. Okay, are you gonna keep on being vague guy, or are you gonna like say specific actual things? The Discord was subverted by those who created it. Okay, that would be Abdullah. Okay, and then what do you have to say about that? Let's talk about that. Yeah, it's not my Discord. It's somebody made a Discord and I'm just in there. They're not my friends. I've never met any of these people. Okay. What was violated on Discord term of service? I've asked you guys to clear the net somewhat so that I don't have to read all your shit while I'm trying to read Texas Proud. You can come back after he's done talking. Okay. Texas Proud says he's done speaking. Well, he didn't really say much, so I don't. It's kind of just like a waste of everybody's time. Well, Abdullah asked, David Kopp still thinks him not to be trusted. So I want to get this. Let's make something clear for everybody, okay? This is just the internet and a bunch of fucking little social media platforms. Like, I don't know what you guys are reading into them or emotionally taking from them, but you shouldn't be. And you shouldn't trust anybody. Why should you trust somebody that is like typing on a keyboard? Like, what is this expectation of trust? If you're working on something together, right? Then like whatever you put into it is your choice of trust. But like trust as an emotional state is not like it's an absolute. I mean, you're not even physically in the presence of these people. Like what recourse would you have? There is no you don't have any kind of discipline of trust that's involved in this and any of this stuff, including YouTube, including Discord. And why is trust even necessary in this case? Like, it's not necessary. There's no necessity of trust. Okay. We want to talk about the Discord. Okay. Why did Texas Proud get the floor if Abdullah is the one that wiped the server? What do you mean get the floor? Do you mean like had a moment to talk in here? Because he didn't, because you fuckers kept on writing while he was trying to talk, first of all. Is that what you're saying? Or what are you saying? Are you saying get the floor like he got kicked out? What are you saying? Why was he asked for evidence? Who the fuck is this guy? Affable Ed. Yeah, you want? Okay, yeah, we'll have Abdullah. We'll talk to Abdullah next. Why was he asked for evidence? Because he's fucking making claims with no fucking evidence. That's why I wanted to give him the opportunity to say. I didn't say evidence. I asked him for specificity. First of all. Okay. And somebody want to hear? Abdullah, are you still in here? Well, yeah, okay. Wait, I guess we're not. Yeah, we're. All right, Abdullah, hang on. Because Texas Pro's talking again. He says, "Oh, I have plenty of evidence. You know what I told you? You told me that you have pocket lint. That's literally your words. You said I have pocket lint for evidence. It's exactly what you typed. So I don't." Listen, you know my fucking email, Texas Proud, don't you? I got a fucking email. My fucking email is in the description of this video. I mean, are we having the same conversation here, Texas, or what? Okay, stop. Texas Proud says, Dugan, I put too much faith into you, man. I love, hang on. Stop fucking typing, guys. We're gonna have to do a little private chat or something, I guess. Dugan, I put too much faith into you, man. I loved what you talked about. I supported you and I agreed with you. To see these people subvert you is not fun to me. Am I subverted? I mean, I'm like on YouTube making a video. That is what's going on. Like, how am I subverted? You have been subverted. Okay. Can you explain that, or is that the only word that you can type? Do you have like, are you missing fucking keys on your keyboard or something? All right. So pretty much what you're saying, like what you're typing, just so that you know this, Texas Proud. I just want to give you the opportunity. So like what you're typing right now is a bunch of like, it's not coherent. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like you're not even making complete fucking sentences here. You're not giving any kind of specificity to even understand what you're talking about. You're just giving like general fucking claims that aren't very not very fucking convincing to. I mean, they're not convincing to me. I'd imagine that people that are reading these comments are, you know, kind of underwhelmed also. Not that I, you know, I mean, I want you to be able to say what you want to say, but you know, like, we're kind of spending a lot of time on it. Yeah, but you're not explaining what the subvert. Are you talking about? What are you talking about? Subverted? Are you talking about like as like a state of being? Or are you talking about the fucking Discord getting taken down? What are you talking about? No. I am going to be feeding the troll. I am going to be feeding the troll. Don't tell me what to do. Just leave the fucking stream if you don't like it. I'm not gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna talk to Texas Proud on the stream. Because he's still in here. Texas Proud is still in there. In here. Okay. So Texas, I have no choice. I'm gonna have to kind of like dismiss what you say. Okay. I'm going to dismiss what you say. All right. It's not that I don't love you. It's that I'm gonna kind of dismiss the stuff that you're writing here. Okay. I'm just kind of gonna breeze on past it with my eyeballs. Okay. Okay. Abdullah, you want to say who had a problem with who had a question for Abdullah? Yeah. Abdullah says someone said I was showing illegal firearms. Yeah, I think that was Texas Proud. So we're. Well, there's no sides. It's just like Abdullah. So okay, Abdullah. I'll say this. I'll say so there was somebody in the last video. There was a comment where somebody was talking about the issue with pruning the channels, and then the Discord actually getting nuked. Could you give like whatever you're comfortable with talking about? Could you give like a little like just like a real short synopsis of like the chronology of that, of what happened? Okay, Abdul asked, what's the question? So there was one person that was asking about you originally in this stream, but he didn't come back. as far as I know. So there was a guy in the previous video, and he said the thing about Discord getting nuked is super fishy because I was in there and Abdullah started deleting channels and banning people. That's what he wrote. Banning people and deleting channels. Could you, if you're comfortable with it, could you give them a little like chronology of what happened there for people, anybody that was in the Discord that saw that? Yeah, we don't need any encryption. There's no fucking. I mean, what do you guys like? We're not even doing anything illegal at all. There's no need for encryption. Every. Oh man. Okay, so here's Abdullah's response. I'm gonna read it. I scrubbed the channel this morning because I had a discussion with others last night that led me to believe that people are trying to shut us down. I scrubbed all messages hoping to stop this. So basically, he was trying to delete. Abdullah was trying to delete anything that could be misconstrued or warped into like a violation of terms of service. Well, we were talking. Okay, so Slippy asked, "What people? Who told you that?" I'm assuming he's talking to Abdullah. He didn't tag him. He just fucking yelled it in the thin air. But basically, for Slippy, so what was happening was last night we were having a discussion about this pretty late at night. Okay, and you know, because of things that are happening outside of the Discord, at the same time as this, that seemed to be definitely related to it. We started to talk about like best and worst case scenario, and then we realized that like we were gonna have to do something else because it was going to be taken down. That's like what we discussed. Like I was in the voice channel discussing this stuff last night. And then Abdullah says, no one on the server was banned or pruned by me. Unless you were talking about illegal things or posting pornography. So Abdullah would kick people if they posted pornography or if they posted something that was deemed illegal to the extent of a violation of terms of service. Donkey Hammer says the server was nuked while I was on it. Yes, there were people on it today when it got nuked. Okay, Slippy's probably he's his comments and stuff are so like they're so aggravated that you make me suspicious that there's something else going on here, like pretty early on. Like when I read your other comments. So Slippy says like this little cute little like passive aggressive sarcasm here. Right, magical things happen that cause imaginary problems that cannot be verified or discussed. They cannot be. We're not going to discuss them with you because you're a fucking idiot, and we don't owe you anything because you're just on here like a leech. So there were things that were going on by. I'll give you something, Slippy. I'll give you something, Slippy. So like there was somebody setting up the fucking background and DMs with people to like sending like people coming in that aren't even in the fucking server, and then like sending messages to mods about how they're like, you know, fucking like molested when they're children and stuff like that. Like telling a story, like writing a mod and saying like please help me, I was molested when I was a child and it was like this doctor and he like raped me and like all these things, and like sending fucking messages to people like that. Like it's obviously it's like a setup for something that's going to, it's not fucking good. I can tell you that. It's like we're dealing with like dark shit here, and that's how we got in the conversation of like, okay, these people are not going to stop. They're just going to take it all away. You know what I mean? And so that's where the discussion came from. So does that answer your question, Slippy, or do you still have a fucking heart on here, or what? Yeah, anybody that calls me a fucking pogue better have fucking been in Iraq, first of all. If you're not in Iraq, then you're ridiculous. Or you better be in fucking like Syria right now, fighting. Yeah, Test for Seeing, he says, you better be currently engaged in a firefight while you're typing these comments, and you're just like taking a break, fucking typing on your fucking phone or whatever you're on, your iPad. No, you guys, okay, stop it. There's nothing that is secure on the internet, so stop fucking saying to use Telegram. Telegram is fucking like Telegram is like literally fucking funded by the CIA, first of all. Like the fucking investors in Telegram are I mean, okay. So Slippy got upset maybe or something like that. He's not here. Or he's not typing. I don't see him. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. Probably go a little bit smoother if he's not in here shitting it up. All right. Does anybody else have any other questions regarding this? Oh, he's still here. Hi, Slippy. You're welcome to be here. I mean, I'm not like mad at you or anything. Like Texas Proud left too. Hi, Slippy. I like you too. I just you know, the stuff that you're saying is kind of like I gotta at least like shake the tree a little bit. And who's the 10111 guy? He talks about the music all the time. He's probably I'm assuming that he's also in that group. I don't want to talk about balkanization because it doesn't even make any fucking sense. homestead laws. Okay, so PR. Wait, hang on. Okay, PRKR is asking about. He really likes your music. That's true. Oh, for the P90 video. Okay. Yeah, I am working on music, but it's fucking taking a long time. And I don't have a lot of time, so I will get around to it. I could be working on it right now instead of doing these streams, you know. Somebody asked about homesteading laws. So when I was talking about homesteading, I was talking about like Texas County. I was talking about like old homesteading laws from like the National Forest and shit like that. That used to be on the books. I'm not talking about now. They used to have. I don't think they have any like current homesteading laws anymore. Task Force Yankee asks, you go anywhere else in Iraq besides Ramadi? No. Nope. I was in Ramadi during like 2006 to 2007 for 15 months straight. Well, technically like 14 months straight. I went on R&R within like 2 weeks, and then I was back there for the rest of the time. Other than like Fallujah, like driving up to Fallujah and back and shit like that. I mean, like going on a fucking convoy. I did a raid on the fucking Tharthar Dam that actually ended up sweet. It was like super scary because of the op order was like super fucking intense. We thought we were gonna be like like getting into fucking like, you know, point blank contact and shit, and then we get there and like everybody's already dead. There weren't that many guys, and it was just like a camping trip after that. It was great. Task Force Yankee asks, Big Red One. Are you asking if I was in the Big Red One? Is that what you're asking? Yeah, it was not very fun. It was not a very fun time. Yeah, I was so like in the Ramadi deployment. I was in a like what you call like it's like a sapper platoon, and so that's when they take an engineering asset and then you get like attached into a task force. So I was in the engineering asset task force of the task force off of you know, it would have been like Corregidor and the COP out there. I don't know if you're familiar with the AO in Ramadi. I don't think that Abdullah is actually CIA or Mossad. I don't think. I've looked into it. I've pretty much looked into anybody that like talks on the Discord. I could be wrong by that, but if he is CIA or Mossad, he's been like very helpful with what we're doing on there. And he hasn't fucking disrupted anybody, and he's been very kind and cordial. Also, I really appreciate his input. Gunslinger asked if I had seen with, yeah, I did see camel spiders. Is that what you're talking about? You asking about camel spiders? I did see a camel spider one time at the very beginning, and then that was like it to make me paranoid to look for camel spiders everywhere all the time. I never saw another one. Task Force Genie says, did you look into me? I'm honored if you have. Well, I don't know who you are. Who are you in Discord? Oh yeah, Kevin says he did have a lot of friends at that rally, though. Yeah, you're right, and that's like probably the first indicator that like he's probably not. He's probably not CIA. I'll tell you that. Joe Geezer has any paranormal encounters in Iraq? Nope. Did you have a paranormal encounter? Baruch Bacon says, why not make some videos on homestaying to help people be more independent? I mean, Abdul says the friends they ran into in Canada were assets. Toasty asked me if I've ever thought about doing stand-up comedy. I would love to fucking do. I actually fucking love the idea of stand-up comedy. I just can't. I can't put the time into it because it's an entirely different thing than like sketch comedy or just like going on the fly. You know, like I'm not very good at like doing it on the fly. Sometimes I am. It has to be like I gotta have like everything cleared and nothing on my mind, and then I can do it. And I haven't really had that for a few years. So, um, in terms of stand up, actual like rehearsed material, I'd love to do that. I just can't like afford to put the time into it. It's a very fascinating thing because stand up comedy is entirely like time interval based and uses it uses like dialogue pattern, you know, with context, like word context, that has to be like very specific in order to like initiate the gate of like a joke. But then the things that make it like if you've ever noticed when you're watching stand up comedy, like like the rolling joke aspect of it or the reciprocation uh, is like the most effective tool in stand up comedy. So if you give like a joke and your joke has in its structure has three facets, like three um, I guess you call them like three nodes in it to complete the joke. Fuck, I can't think of an example. You know, if you say like this one guy did a thing and it was like, bam, you know, and then as you're going, now you can reciprocate into each of those three nodes, and every time that you do it, it's going to invoke the memory of the original joke and then compound it, and so you're creating like compound jokes. And then the really skilled thing that most comedians like, I don't usually see it. There's a couple of them that have done it, but like you can then like build a compound on the compound, and then you just keep on going. And like the public, like a normal person can't. They're not perceiving this in real time. They're just like sitting there and taking it all in, and it's like fucking hilarious. And they don't. They're just like, wow, this is so funny. I don't know why. And it's just mathematics, right? Now you can't just like insert any word in there, and it not be like you do have to do like enough mental work to create a joke that's like a funny joke, but then like everything else for the rest of the set is like, all the stand-up comedians have different styles and shit, but everything else running through the set is like the relationship to the first few jokes and like your setup and shit. Yeah, bro Tato says, yeah, it's the same concept as with jazz. It's actually the same concept as with everything, and jazz is part of everything. Oh, somebody red text me here. He says he says that he says that my strength lay in memory recall, not in prose. That's actually ironic that you say that because like so I have multiple sclerosis and like one of the things like I had a lesion on my pons a few years back and it fucking like knocked out my ability to swallow and then it knocked out my voice. It made my voice kind of like weird the way that it is, and then it also hit my like memory recall. So I can store memories well. Like recall is a little bit more difficult in certain domains, right? And so it's actually funny that you say that. I do like Norm Macdonald a lot. I think Norm Macdonald is pretty. He's pretty far out. Like his stuff is like very advanced, and he also does. It's also layered so that like a simpleton can watch it and like enjoy it, and then he has like just layers of fucking depth and everything that he does. Fisher CS if you can pre-order a CD. I was doing that for a little bit, and I did get some. I explained it in an old stream, and I did get some pre-order envelopes, but don't fucking send me anymore because then I had like you fuckheads commenting in these comments talking about how I was never gonna make a CD, and then like I'm just not even gonna fuck around with you, so just don't send me anything. Yeah, so I generally like for MS. There's another gentleman here with MS, and he has issues with walking and balance and things like that. So I do have balance. Um, I used to do a lot of like rappelling and shit, which makes you like really dizzy. And like I just started doing certain things with like the way that uh, like I stand and things like that. That kind of almost like I learned them a long time ago, and so they kind of like and for like from like sparring and stuff, you know. And so they kind of like help me stabilize and so. But I do have I would call it like it's very similar to being like intoxicated. So I have like intoxication all the fucking time, and it never turns off. Like there's no rest from it. It's just a constant, you know, which gets very annoying. It gets very annoying sometimes. I don't mean like necessarily clarity of thought, although sometimes I do get really like tired, you know, like the fucking fatigue is pretty intense. Um, but I'm learning how to defeat that with just like will. The intoxication effect is pretty annoying, and it doesn't really ever go away. So, but I've learned to like deal with it at this point. Yeah. So like eventually, it will catch up to me. You know. Yeah, the fatigue. If I could describe it to you, like, so like MS fatigue is very it like a normal person. How a normal person thinks of like being tired and things like that, are like if you could put your energy in and represent it as a glass of water, and then if you imagine as you went through the day like expelling energy, you know, like the glass gets poured out or like spilled or whatever, and then you feel like you're like, man, I'm kind of like running out, right? MS fatigue doesn't feel like that. MS fatigue feels like you have a fucking hole in the bottom of the glass and the fucking water is just like leaking out and it just won't stop. That's how MS fatigue feels. It's like a very different type of sensation, and it typically goes through cycles of the day depending on the time and shit. And I think that the best thing that you can possibly do for MS is squats, and lots of them, like lots of fucking squats. Like I'm talking like if you're doing more than a 5 rep set, then you're probably not doing enough weight. And you need to just do more weight for whatever your strength is, so that you stay in the fucking power zone. You need to be doing like 2 to 5 squats, and as many, like multiple sets, like 5 to 7 or 8. I don't actually squat. Like I haven't been working out for a while. I used to squat. I used to squat 405. Or technically metric. Like I squat in kilos, but like in 400 pound range. But I probably couldn't do that now. I don't know what I could squat right now. I still do. I do overhead squats sometimes, just for like keeping my hips loose and shit. Um, but that's about it. I mean, I'm usually doing like fucking like, I don't know, like like 60 kilos when I'm doing like an overhead squat, just for like stretching and shit. So I don't know. I haven't done like a max squat in a long time. Like probably like 2 years. 2 years. It's really bad. Dugan, is your weight stable now? What are you talking? Are you talking about like my body weight, Abdullah? What are you talking about? Body weight, like I don't know. I haven't weighed myself also in probably like 6 months or something. So I don't even know what I weigh. I'm guessing. I'm guessing. Maybe like. I probably weigh like 180 right now or something like that. 180, 185 maybe. I think the best exercise you can possibly do is a snatch. Like I think a snatch is like your snatch is probably like the most, like you're getting both like dynamic power and weight, and it's gonna like it's complete body. You know what I mean? And an overhead squat would be like second to that, and then I think like squat is like third after that. Like in terms of like value that you get out of the movement. I think like the most fucking money for your movement is a snatch. Like a proper, like an actual snatch, not like, I mean, they are difficult. Like if you haven't learned to do a snatch, it's really difficult to learn. It could take a long time. Some people can just fucking throw that shit up there and they're just like good to go. But like most people are gonna have a lot of difficulty like learning the snatch. But the only exercise that's more advantageous than that is curls. Okay, so Barry Reading asks, what meds help with vertigo boat on a wave feeling? Do you have MS, Barry? Fuck, what time is it? What time is it, guys? No, Feds did not nuke this fucking server. Discord nuked the server. Yeah, it might be fucking time for bed. Mazevatic asks, how do you treat water for long term? So what you should do, what I would recommend is doing a solar still. So use sun power to distill water, and then making your water processing enough. So if you have to make like multiple stills or whatever, make it enough so you have like a surplus amount of distilled water to drink. That's from your rainwater. And then if you're running cistern water off your house, you can put like an inline water filter, like a 1-inch filter, like the what are they, like a fucking 500 millimeter filter. Yeah, there's no problem with distilled water. Distilled water is fucking good to go. Mineral content is not. It's water. Like it's just a fucking sterile water. Like you don't need. As long as you're eating things. Like if you're the type of person that eats like Soylent or something, that's all you eat. Then you probably maybe don't want to drink distilled water. But you don't need like chlorinated water or anything like that. Distilled water's fine. All of your minerals should come out of your food, not your fucking water. Like, if you're like drinking water, like when you add like salt to water, you can do whatever for your fucking water retention. But like distilled water is just water. Now, if you're like deficient in your fucking diet already, then you might get like some streamline deficiency coming because you're like hydrating yourself. If you're just like drinking a bunch of distilled water, because all of a sudden you have distilled water, but distilled water is like good to go. I mean, it's fucking water, guys. I don't know anything about adverse possession laws. By the way, for broke people to get land to homestead on, I don't think that. I think that like the best way that you can get land is to do like a private sale without any fucking broker or anything like that. That is the best way. What the fuck are you talking? Super disappointed you don't respond to Patriot push message. Who the fuck is that? Kevin asks, Dugan, does the relatively recent push for circumcision really have something to do with Algonquins getting their pants ripped off? This is a good way to end up. I like this. This is like a good question to end on. So, can somebody pull up? Can somebody, while I'm doing this, can somebody pull up the fucking prevalence of circumcision in the United States for like since the 1800s on to now? And then can you kind of tell me what it is, like the actual time frame of like when you get mass circumcision in the United States and what the percentage is, just for reference? Is anybody working on that? Please. Would somebody mind? Oh, thank you. Thank you, sir. I know it's not. It's 1870 is when it spikes. That's not true. It's later than that. Yeah, just after World War I. That sounds about right. Yeah. So you start getting like basically along with the construction of world government, you start getting fucking uh, circumcision becoming prevalent in the United States. Prior to that, it was not. Okay. And so what does that mean? What does that mean? Yeah, 1992 was pretty big. No, it's not from fucking 1870 in the U.S. It's more common than it's more recent than that. I don't know where you're getting your shit from. The so yeah, 72% 1950, which is like that's probably closest to the highest percentage. Like I think the max a guy ever got was like somewhere around like close to 80% of the population being circumcised, and it is falling now. Like people are caring less about it. Now, what you should understand, okay, so we've established the timeline here, right? So what you should understand is that in terms of like the medical field, the authority that like has influenced medicine and had doctors circumcise people is the APA, the American Pediatrics Association. The APA is like 100% staffed by Jews for the most part. They probably like 1 to 2 token people on their board that are like not obvious Jewish names, but it's all Jews. And that should concern you because of the lack of fucking diversity of like, medicine particularly. So like you should have a problem there if you're gonna like go around and like yell at people because you don't see like some kind of race represented. You see like one race like a little bit more represented. It should alarm you that the APA is like all Jews. Um, so they're the ones that have cited like medical studies about how like there's like a correlation of like cleanliness and shit for like circumcision. It's not true. The if you look up the studies, those are all Jews too. So it's just Jews telling Jews that circumcision is clean and shit like that. And then they're having now here's the question. The real question is that circumcision in Judaism is for the Abrahamic covenant, right? And so if like non-Jews are getting circumcised in the United States in mass, and it's getting like pushed, by synthesis through the medical system and education, and like if the agencies that are promoting this and propagating it within medicine and education, if those organizations doing that are all Jews, like primarily fucking Jews, like no doubt about it, like fucking historically recorded, and like they can't escape that fact, then you have to ask yourself, like, why are Jews wanting non-Jews that they know are non-Jews to get circumcised for the Abrahamic covenant? And the reason why is so that like there's not that many reasons, right? There's not that many reasons. Because they think that Gentiles should follow law. They don't have to follow. Why would they have to follow Abrahamic law? They have to follow Noahide law. They're making it get circumcised because it's a tactical consideration. That's why. And if you don't understand that, what I'm saying, then you're not gonna fucking get it anyway. I'm sorry, Tara. Tara, how is circumcision tactical? I'm sorry, you're not gonna fucking understand it anyway. I'm not gonna explain it to you. It's just the way that it is. Here, I'm sorry, Tara. I was being rude. So here, I'm gonna explain to you why it's tactical, right? Because you're probably not familiar with this, or maybe you are, depending on who you are. You could be a troll or just like pretending to be who you are. But so there have been some periods in time in history in Europe that are pretty, like these aren't like small things here. There have been some periods of time where nation states got upset about Jews. Historically, in the past 1,000 years, it happened several times, like more than one time, that nation states got upset with Jews, and the Jews hid in the societies and they pretended not to be Jewish. And one of the fucking dead giveaways was that when you ripped off their fucking pants, they were circumcised, and nobody else is fucking circumcised. And Jews can't really go without, Jews can't like not be circumcised. Like they have to be circumcised to be, if they're Jewish. If they're actually, like if they embrace the vessel of Judaism, they have to be fucking circumcised. And so if you're like hiding out, pretending not to be a Jew, especially during like a war, and then somebody fucking rips your pants off and you're circumcised, then they're gonna fucking know that you're a Jew. And so the reason that they're fucking making everybody get circumcised for no fucking reason is so that the people that are circumcised aren't identified as being Jews. That's why. And that should give you an idea of how far back Jews expected conflict with the United States. Who says it's a bit of a stretch? Jim Jesper. Jim, I don't give a fuck what you think about it being a stretch. It's not a fucking stretch. There's no logical deduction, because what you're going to say is like something about like, the thing being clean and like, all this, like, you're basically just going to spout APA fucking quotes off of their like recommendation for why everybody needs to be circumcised. It's bullshit, Oh, I'm sorry. Was that a joke? Sorry, I'm probably too dumb to get the joke. If you were joking, touche, and I'm too dumb for you. Okay, sorry, Jim. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to chastise you. I was just trying to, I thought maybe you were a fucking troll. Sometimes I get excited and I go to stomp on trolls, and then like sometimes like, oh, you're not a troll. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm slow sometimes. I can be really slow. I do not know what Keybase is, but I can look it up. You want me to look up Keybase and see who all their fucking staff is and what their last names are? Abdullah, don't be hitting on the chicks in here because it might not even be a woman. That might be like a GIDF troll. Could you explain? Could you explain the what do you call it? Rhinoplasty. Could you explain me that, like in terms of what you're talking about, Whiskey Tango? Abdullah, you're so funny. Keybase is open source. Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll look it up. Oh, rhinoplasty shrinks the nose. Oh man. Yeah, I know foreskin is used in beauty products. Yeah, you'd have to look at like the actual code in the community of the open source to determine if it's like actually open source, if they're just like, you know, slapping that on there as a brand. But here's the thing though, right? Like the nose thing isn't like, that's not like an actual, I mean, that's like a very specific phenotype, you know? There's a lot of people that don't have, you know, noses like that. Like a big, like you're talking about a big nose, like the big nose Jew. Is that what you're saying? A lot of people that don't have noses. I mean, people have all kinds of different noses. Okay. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm getting tired, guys. Have a good night.